we're looking for is management, record label. We've got an album of material, which is good material. Anybody else who can help us, give the show a call.
Well, that was Weave. And if you think you can help any of the people that you've seen tonight, you can call this number, 0901 4000 717. Email us at ygb@hewland.co.uk, or you can write to YGB PO Box 91, Kentish Town, London, NW5 3WQ. Well, that's it for this week, but if you think you can contribute to someone's future success, then get on the phone. And I'll see you next week for another selection of the young, gifted and broke.
Watch the new Frank Skinner show, or next time, he's naked. Next Monday at 10 on ITV.
In just a moment, Stop Sleeping with Your Ex is this morning's Trisha. First, a summary of the ITV News, presented by Peter Ralston.
Gordon Brown, the Chancellor, has used his conference speech to tackle two key pressure points facing him and the government: pensions and petrol. On pensions, he moved a little. Yes, pensioners could have more, particularly the worst off. On petrol, he wouldn't budge. No, he wouldn't cut duty. Meanwhile, in other business, in Brighton, the leadership lost two important votes, one on rail safety, the other on environmental pollution. Yugoslavia's President Milosevic is trying to force an election runoff with the main rival for his job, despite claims he's lost the election outright. The results are due today. Meanwhile, foreign journalists haven't been allowed visas to travel to the Serbian capital, Belgrade. Police in Northern Ireland are investigating a gun attack on a school bus in Armagh. Around 40 children escaped injury when shots were fired at the bus near Newry. Two windows were shattered in the vehicle. It's not clear who launched the attack or why. Triple jumper Jonathan Edwards did in Sydney what he'd been trying to do at 3 previous Olympics. He finally won gold. There were also track medals for Catherine Merry and Kelly Holmes, but disappointment for Colin Jackson, who finished 5th in the 110-metre hurdles final. Great Britain has moved up to 9th place in the medals table with 6 golds, 8 silvers and 5 bronze, already the best performance since the Melbourne Games in 1956. Well, that's it for now. I'll be back with more news later.
In an hour here on ITV, your guide to the internet as the web review sorts out the best sites. First though, Trisha meets people who say, stop sleeping with your ex.
Now, they say there's nothing worse than the pain of being cheated on by your lover. I don't know, would you agree with that? Yeah. I think I would, yeah, I would. Well, my first guest says it's almost as bad watching your best friend date a love rat, supporting them when the relationship ends, and then worrying they'll get back together again. Please welcome Nikki. Hi, Nikki. Hello. What do you want to say when we finally meet your friend Donna? What are you going to say to her today?
Well, she's been going out with Ivan for about a year now.
Yeah.
He was a fairly decent bloke to start with. I've helped him get back together a lot of times, and he just keeps cheating on her with his ex-girlfriend.
Right.
And she keeps saying she's pregnant. I can't let her go back to him again.
Hang on. You can't. You want to say to Donna that you can't let her go back to Ivan?
Yeah, because he beats her around and everything. He's a dog to her. She's a small girl and she's had black eyes and everything. Gone to work with him. I can't see her go through it no more.
You don't want to be watching your friend go through all of that?
She screams my name when she's like, when he's doing this to her. He'll keep her in the bedroom, he'll lock her in so she can't come up and see me. But he acts as nice as pie with everybody else.
So you're saying to her to stay away because of the violence and because of the cheating? What do you mean by the
everything.
cheating?
Well, for example, she's just found some dirty underwear under her bed, porno videos and everything. And he's saying that he bought it for her to spice up their sex life and everything. It's not even her size or anything. And then he had the cheek to say it was for me, that he'd been sleeping with me behind her back, trying to get in between me
Hang on,
and her.
he said to Donna that he'd been sleeping with you. Has he?
No.
No.
Not at all, no.
Okay, but you're saying he's just pretending he's been cheating, or he actually has been cheating?
He has been cheating.
How do you know that?
For example, he goes clubbing or whatever.
Yeah.
We used to all go together and things like that.
Yeah.
Since they've split up, me and Donna have gone out a few times, and she's got male friends at work that we've actually gone out with.
Yeah.
And he chooses to show up with his ex-girlfriend to the club, like with his tongue down her neck, and try and throw it in her face every time.
Hang on, let me get this right. Are they together at the moment?
No.
They're not together at the moment. How long have they been apart?
Probably about a month.
About a
more.
month. And you're saying that he's turning up at clubs with his ex-girlfriend?
Yeah, rubbing it in her face to make her jealous so she'll take him back.
So
and she's so emotionally involved that...
Do you think
she
she
don't know
might?
what to do. Well, I've got to stop her.
So you'd say what to him today?
To leave her alone. He's hassling her, he's breaking down her front doors, her back doors, smashing her car up if he don't get his own way.
Okay.
And she can't handle it.
And that's what you want to tell him today?
I need to stick up for her, basically.
Okay, well, he is here today. Please welcome Ivan. Well, Ivan,
I can't believe how much she's lying. It's just...
Where's she lying?
Untrue.
What's she lying
For starters, we've not been split up for a month. I've only been split from Donna about a week and a half.
Right. She's lying about that. Is she lying about the violence?
She's lying... Well, she's lying about the violence and the fact that black eyes and things like that.
She's gone to work with black eyes. Everyone at work has seen them. You can't deny it.
Donna's hit me a couple of times around the face and that. I've restrained her, I'm not going to deny that.
To defend
But
herself.
I've never actually punched her or hit her in any way, shape or form.
You've never hit
Donna, her? At the end of the day, I want to be back with Donna. And I want to...
You want to
be
be...
I want to be back with Donna, so I can keep trying... I want to prove to her today that I can... At the end of the day, I'm here because Donna doesn't believe that I can change.
Change your
yes,
Hang on, let me just work out. Change from what? Why did you split up?
We split up because Donna always believed that I was getting back with my ex-girlfriend.
Were you?
Okay. No, I'm finished with Donna twice.
Right.
And one time
Why
I finished
did you
with...
convince me she'll not be in here today?
I finished with Donna. We all worked at the same place. Okay. Now I went and lived with a friend of mine, which was in a village of nowhere.
Yeah.
Michelle lived in the next village just along. Which was my
did you get back with your ex or not? I can't work that out. Have you gone back to your ex?
Not while I've been with Donna, when I've not been with her.
So you're not with Donna at the moment, so are you with your ex?
No, I'm not.
You're not with your ex at the moment?
No, but Nikki brought up about when I went to a nightclub.
Yeah.
Went to a nightclub, which was in Maidstone.
Yeah.
Turned up there, went into the club, and I see Michelle in there. Me and a friend of mine wanted to go to another club because he had to go and see somebody. We used her for a lift to get over to the club. Went over to the club, went into the club, and I stood with her for about 2 or 3 minutes. The rest of the time, I was off with my friend, went with my friend. He came up to me and said, "Did you know Donna's in here?" And I said, "No, I didn't know."
So you're saying that Donna saw you at an innocent situation with your ex and...
You knew Donna was going to be there.
I didn't know Donna was going to
be
there.
Yes, you did.
So why is Nikki saying all this in your mind? Why is Nikki saying...
Because she feels that when I'm there, that she's going to lose a friend.
No, not at all. We used to get on, and I thought you were a fairly decent bloke. I thought you could make Donna happy. That's all I want, is to see her happy.
I can make her happy. And that's
Don't hit her. I would love you to get back together if you made her happy. You didn't hit her, but she's covered in bruises all the time. She screams my name when you're knocking her around. You didn't smash her car in, no, because she wouldn't talk to you?
Yeah.
Well,
you
didn't smash her back door in because she wouldn't let you in because she wanted to time on her own?
I smashed the
My
back
mum's up on that door.
I went into the back door because me and Donna split up and
That's
I rang her up
permission,
to get some clothes.
Yeah.
That's what I rang her up for, because she didn't want me around, so I thought, right, I'll stay away for a few days.
Yeah.
I rang her up for some clothes. She wouldn't let me have no clothing. I've got, I'm diabetic as well. I need an injection. She wouldn't let me have my injection.
She chucked him out
so
the door
I
for
went
you.
round there to get my stuff.
And the car?
And I had to force my way into the back door just to get some clothing and my injection.
And the car?
And I left. Nikki was there. And I left. And I left about
and
half
that's
an
not
hour
the
later.
same
Okay,
day
let
you
me
broke
ask
the
about
back
the car.
door.
Let me ask about the car. What was the situation? You said
The
smash
car
the car.
I came.
He'd gone clubbing one night and with a friend. Donna was supposed to have gone as well, but because she was the only girl, she thought she'd go back home. She offered to pick him up afterwards or whatever. They taxied
the thing
home.
was, I went to the club. I walked from the club up to a phone box, which took me 15 minutes.
Can I just come back to the point now? Did you smash the car?
No, I didn't smash. I
Yes,
smashed
you
the
did.
window.
You smashed the window in.
Okay.
Have you ever had counselling for aggression problems or anything?
He needs it.
No, no.
Do you think you need it?
No, because I don't think it's to that extent where I'm punching her and hitting her and things like that.
Yes, you are.
It's not a case of punching her or hitting her. It's a case of holding her back so she doesn't do anything to me.
You're
herself.
saying she's the violent one?
Why do you
Sorry?
always want me out the room while you knock her about
So I
and
can
that?
sit there and talk to her.
Yeah, and she wants
No,
me sitting in
no.
the other room, and you're saying, get
No,
rid of her, get
no.
rid of her, so I can talk to you.
So
I'm
Ivan,
covering her mouth
No,
up so she can't call me.
So,
No, I
Ivan,
haven't said that.
do you see Nikki as well? How do you see Nikki in all of this? Isn't she just a friend of Donna's?
She's interfering. At the end of the day, I have to... Donna's always worried about what she's going to come down and do as well, because she interferes so much.
No,
that
Donna
I
asked
have
me to come down.
The
Donna
last week
rings
and a
me all the
half,
time.
I've been away from Donna. Right, we
Yeah.
split up from Donna.
Yeah.
Now, I have to sneak in the house so she doesn't know I'm there. I was
Why?
there 2 nights ago, right? I had to park my car
Not
up
at
round the
all.
corner.
Did you know
I
that?
sneaked in the...
Yeah, I knew that.
I
He was
sneaked into
outside
the
in
house,
car.
into the back door, right? Sneaked into the house. I got in the house. I slept there the night. Slept with Donna for the night. I got up in the morning. Okay, I left. There was a text message on my phone, right, when I was on the way to work. When I got halfway to work, I got the text message. I pulled up on the side. I got to the phone, picked the phone up, rang her up. Who's on the other end of the phone? Nikki. Nikki said she doesn't want to talk to you. I said, I just want to talk to her. Please let me talk to her, because
So Donna was telling me no, she
at the
didn't
end
want
of
to
the
talk to
day,
him.
I
Donna
want to
told me
talk
to
to her
hang the
about
phone
things.
up.
I
So
want
what do you
sort
want to
things
tell
out.
her? What do you want to tell her?
I tell her that I love her to bits and I want to be with her.
You want to
and I
get back with her?
Yeah, I want to get back with her.
So how do you feel about Donna then?
I love her to bits.
Why
I feel
don't
the
she
world
want you
about her.
back?
Well, we'll find out. We'll find out, because Donna hasn't heard any of this,
No,
because
that's
we
right.
wanted to hear from you and how you felt.
Yeah.
We wanted to hear from you too, Nikki, and see how you felt about it all. So we're going to have Donna come round now and you can start talking to her. Please welcome Donna. Hi, Donna.
Hello.
How are you feeling today?
I wanted to find out a lot of answers.
You want some
Yeah.
answers. To what sort of questions?
Well, there's a lot of things going on that I don't really understand, and one of them's to ask Ivan why, if he says he loves me so much, why does he put me through so much emotional hassle? And
It's not.
Eating
It's,
you as
it's
well.
not all.
He
you
does
know,
eat
at
you,
the end of the
doesn't he?
day, Donna feels
Donna, does
that
he
I'm
eat
going
you?
back
it does
with
get aggressive.
Hang on,
yeah.
hang on. Yeah. Let me just
a
do
lot
one
of
thing.
lot of our problems in our relationship is my ex. But she always feels that I'm getting back with my ex.
So what do you want to say to Donna today, Ivan?
I want to say to Donna that
You tell her.
I've got no intentions of going back with Michelle. All right, I've got no intentions of that. And I've said to you over the last week and a half that I just want to prove to you that I'm not going to go back with her. Yes, Saturday I turned up over there, but it was only, like, again, you don't believe what I'm going to say, but it was only sheer coincidence. And I was only there, and as soon as I knew you was there, I left. Without her, I left. Okay, and I want to say to you that I'm not going to get back with her, and I want to be with you. All right, whatever, and I don't want everybody else involved in everything. You know, you work with her as well. That's the other thing.
But every single time we have an argument or we split up, she's always on the scene again. Every single time. You tell me
And
you
why?
don't ring her.
Because one of my friends is her friend as well.
That's not a reason, is it?
She's my best. You know, this other person's my best friend, and she's also Michelle's friend as well. And I ring her up because she's been through a lot with me as well. I know a lot about her. She knows a lot about me.
So what do you
He
want?
said this underwear's hers as well,
So-
after saying it was mine.
Okay, the underwear. Who did it belong to? Is it yours?
No, it wasn't mine. I'm not size 12.
Whose was it?
Sorry?
Whose underwear was it? Oh, he's saying he's got a sex fetish
Hang
now,
on, I
so
don't
I can deal
know.
with
Whose
the problem.
underwear was it?
At the
This
end
is
of the
who's in
day-
question for that.
Right. At the end of the day, like I say, at the end of the day, what I'm here to prove as well is that whatever I say to Donna,
Yeah.
she's not going to believe me.
Well, what is it?
You know, and this underwear business, you know, I bought it for her. At the end of the day, I bought it for her.
Well,
she said to me
hang on.
at the end of the day...
By the way? What was it? We're talking about underwear.
These disgusting stockings.
White, tacky stockings.
That have been dragged through the mud.
You know, at the end of the day, I was on the phone to Donna at the time, and I said to her, you know, I've bought it for you. Well, I don't believe you. So I'm coming up with other excuses that she wanted to hear, so she would believe me in one of them. And I told her about 4 different excuses, and she didn't believe me on any of them.
It's because
Why did you
I don't believe it.
So hang on, just what other evidence have you got? Do you think he's been messing around?
Yeah, I do, yeah, honestly.
You know, I used to get...
Let's just talk to Donna.
She's always getting funny phone calls from her.
I'm always getting funny phone calls from her, and all right, she obviously doesn't like me because I've been with Ivan, but...
So when you met Ivan, was he in another relationship?
He was at the time, yeah.
He was with his ex?
Yeah, but we wasn't together,
I give up a lot to be with Donna. I give up a lot to be with Donna.
I'll give him that, yeah, he gave up a lot.
So what did you, Ivan, before Donna came out, you said there was something you wanted to ask her. What do you want to ask her? You can ask her now. What did you want to tell her, rather?
Well, I just want to say to you that I love you to bits, you know I do. And I just want to be with you, I want to make a go of it with you, and I want to block her out of my life. That's what I want.
You don't,
you know, but
do you?
In the same breath, you know, when I used to live with Donna, I used to get phone calls, right, when I was in an evening.
Yeah.
I used to ring up my mum, and if Donna was at work, because she does late shifts, and she'd ring me up and the phone was engaged, she used to say, "Who have you been on the phone to?"
And
she'd think it was my ex-girlfriend, and it wasn't. I'd be on the phone to my mum, and that's where the next argument would blow up.
So why did you split up? Let me ask Donna.
Why did we split up?
Yeah, why did you
Well, the last time. Because I found the underwear under my bed, and then I know it wasn't mine, and I know it wasn't new either. It was you can tell when underwear's new and when it's not new, and this wasn't new.
If he was so innocent, he wouldn't hit her or anything like that. Be so aggressive.
Okay.
How do you expect her to trust you and believe you if you keep going back and doing the same things?
And your question?
I want to prove it to her. You know, I can't do no more but to prove it to her.
But Donna applauded that as well. It looks like she agrees with you.
You know, I just want to prove it to her. And that's what I've been trying to do for the last week and a half.
I gave him another chance at the beginning of the week, not to get back together, but to see how we was getting on.
Did it work?
Sorry?
Did it work, giving him this other chance?
We was getting on really well.
Secrecy all the time.
We was getting on really well. He knew I was going to a nightclub on Saturday night, and he knew, all right, I was going with 2 blokes from work, but there's nothing, it was purely platonic, nothing in it at all.
But that's what I have to put up with the last week and a half.
I wasn't standing there with him, I wasn't all over him or nothing, it was just friendship. And Nikki was with me as well, and because he turned up, and I didn't even know he was with his ex-girlfriend until I walked up to the bar and she stood there and threw me a dirty look.
But was I with her at the time?
It doesn't matter, you still took her there, didn't you?
Okay,
you took her 20
miles.
miles.
Did you see my tongue down her throat?
You took her 20 miles out of the way.
Okay, yes,
Ivan, you say you love her, but when you smash in her back door and smash in her car, doesn't it prove that you can do that to her as well?
You're capable of anything.
Okay,
no,
hang on, and that's just a minute. We did talk to Ivan about that, and it's something that Nikki said a lot of, and it seems only fair that we should ask you, Donna. One of the things Nikki was saying before is that Ivan hits you, and Ivan said no, he doesn't. He restrains you. What's the truth of it?
I can't say he's actually gone to hit me, properly gone to hit me, but he's very aggressive with me, and his temper is very bad, and he's marked me, and he's given me quite a few marks before.
Well, how does he mark you if he's not hitting you?
Well,
this is strength,
holding my arms back, trying to stop me from going out the front door to go up to Nikki. I've hit him back. I know I've hit him back. I'm not denying that, but I'm not going to sit there and get used as a punch bag all the time.
Used as a punch bag?
She tries coming up to me and
I can't get out the front door to go and see her, to get away from it. Because he won't let me out the door.
He don't want her talking to me about what's going on.
So what's going on?
Because Nikki's always involved.
Yeah,
she always likes to be in the middle. Instead of leaving us two to it, I'm sure if she left us two to it, just to get on with it, right?
Yeah.
Then I'm sure we could make a go of it.
You're not going to stop until she's in hospital.
At the end of the day, like the other morning when I left, 2 minutes after me leaving, Nikki's round there. What's he doing there? What's he doing there?
All right,
I don't want him there.
Okay, let me take another question.
Nikki, all I'm getting is there seems to be a lot of aggression coming from Nikki and not so much from Ivan. Ivan seems to be defending himself all the time, whereas the instigator could actually be Nikki with the aggression that
I hear her
seems to be coming
screaming my name all the time. She comes to me, she calls me, She tells me she wants me there because she's scared of what he'll do to her.
So
he obviously hasn't knocked her out yet, but can he do it? I don't know that. I'm just doing what she
Donna,
asks.
because we've heard from
So why does Donna keep coming back?
Hang on, let's ask Donna.
Yeah, she does care about you. She told me before we come on the show.
Let's talk to Donna. Let's talk to Donna. Donna, you're going to have to talk sometime because they're saying she says this, she wants this.
He does get aggressive, and I call it. I was screaming for her Sunday. We come back from the nightclub, and
you were screaming.
Yeah, I was standing in the hallway. I didn't know what else. I'm not. You can see I'm not a big person, and I can't.
Are you saying you were scared or what?
I was scared. I didn't know what was going on. I've had my back door smashed. I don't know how far it's going to go. I don't.
So is this a relationship you... Hang on, is this a relationship you want to be in?
Not if it's going to be violent, no.
Okay.
All you can do is just get out of the relationship, because I've been there and I know what it's like. All you can do is just get out.
Yeah, but why does she keep ringing me? Why do you keep ringing me? If you want to be out of a relationship so much, then why do you keep ringing me? And why do I keep ringing you? Why do you invite me round of an evening at 10 o'clock at night?
You keep making promises and then blowing them every time. Every single time.
I made a promise to you the other day that I would ring Michelle up to tell her that I didn't want to be with her. Did I ring her up?
Conveniently, her answer phone was off.
At 10 o'clock at night, her answer phone's on. Would you have your mobile on at 10 o'clock at night?
And
I said I'd ring back in half an hour.
But she left a message on her phone.
Look, there's one thing I'm confused with. Ivan, would you like to have a relationship with someone you were scared of?
Depends if I love that person so much.
Really?
If I love that person
so if you loved somebody, let's put you in another position, and I don't condone any of this. If, let's say, you had a relationship with someone who was used to carrying a knife around and used that knife and threatened you with a knife. Now, you're scared of that person, but you love her, but you think, eh, so what?
No, I wouldn't say that. No. But I've not done that. I've never been... I've never
I'm not
threatened her
saying
or
to that
anything like
extent, but if you fear, I'm
position and that was your friend, yeah, she was scared, she wanted someone to turn to talk to, you'd be there for her, wouldn't you? That's all I'm doing. I don't want to interfere.
You're just saying you're
get back to... No, I would love to see you get back together.
Okay, let me take another question
here. Come on her own.
Donna, I'm asking you because it seems to me that there is something between you and him that you know, both of you know each other, yeah? Because you ring him and he rings you, yeah? Could you have a go with this relationship without her?
I don't know. I don't think it's Nikki interfering. Honestly, I call her. I call Nikki because...
You call her?
No, she comes running down straight away.
Because she calls my name. I'm not going to sit there and not do anything.
Sorry. Can you have any, like, security, sort of security? Because the way I look at it is that Nikki is your security,
That's what I am for.
Can you have any, like, parental security, like parents or father or whatever?
They knew what he was up to.
It's even threatened her father.
Rather than a friend. I think it will come out different, you know. Maybe
you think
what is your name?
You think you can have a relationship if she's got somewhere to protect her?
Well, I don't think so, because the way it is going, because he seems to think about her, you know, and she thinks about him as well. But because of Nikki, like the other audience was saying, that she's more aggressive in the way they're talking now, you know. Can she have any other security, you know, regarding that relationship rather than Nikki?
She wants me there. She chooses
well, that. Let's talk to Donna, because
if I told my dad or my brother, I'm obviously going to find out today, but about what he's been doing, they'd be around there in a flash, and they've been around there before, and he wouldn't be walking out with two legs, I'm telling you.
Okay. Yes.
If your life is so full of fear, would you not be better off on your own?
I do.
Really? Why does she keep coming back? Why does she keep ringing me? Why does she ring me up at work? Why does she ask me to meet her?
Of being scared and fear, is anybody really worth that amount?
I know what you're saying. I can't help the way I feel. I do love him to bits, and I can't help that. But
wouldn't your life be better?
Yeah, I'm saying this is what I'm here for today. I want to get away from it. I don't want to go through this anymore.
So let me get this straight. Do you want to be in a relationship with Ivan or not?
No, not the way he is. No.
But then he's saying that you keep ringing him up and you keep...
There's different things I have to ring him up for. I mean, there's...
It's just excuses.
Do you have children together?
No.
Do you have own a house or a car or anything together?
We've got a flat sort of house together.
But can nobody else deal with it? I mean, is it, as Ivan's saying, are you making excuses to ring him? Can't live with him, can't live without him, sort of thing?
I wouldn't say all the time, no, because, I mean, I didn't speak to him for nearly a week last week, and I didn't want to ring him because I wanted to get on with my own life, and I think he just uses... I'm not saying he does think anything of his ex-girlfriend, because I don't know that, but
but what do you want to say to him today? Because you're giving him mixed signals up until now. What do you want to say to Ivan
I want to say there's no way
there's
no way we're going to get back together all the time this is going on, and I'm not going to put up with it. You've got to... Well, I can't even say you've got to stop because I don't know you're going to do that.
What's he going to stop doing?
Well, stop being aggressive, stop going back to his ex-girlfriend, stop... He thinks it's all a joke. He thinks it's funny to keep flicking back between both of us.
So you're saying...
And she thinks it's the same as well.
You're saying if Ivan changes...
Well, it's not going to happen overnight, and I'm not saying it's going to happen in a week.
I've never said that. I've never said that.
But are you saying if he does change, then what?
Then maybe there's a chance in the future. I'm not saying yet. I'm not saying 6 months, a month, 12 months, or whatever. I don't know.
But what will you do to help the situation in the meantime?
I don't think I've done anything wrong, to be quite honest.
If Donna was to feel like I was butting in, I would leave him to get on with it.
Okay. On Donna's side, it's the suspicions more than anything.
Yeah, but Donna's saying at the moment she doesn't want a relationship with you while the aggression is going on.
And what did I said to you?
Yeah, he did
I said give it time and see how it goes. That's what I said to her.
When he said that, after he said that, guess where he was? Back over with his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, but then on the other hand, if you say you finished with him, surely he can go wherever he wants.
How many blokes have you been out of over the last week and a half?
Okay, the key to all of this, Donna, is really you.
Yeah, I know.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
If you tell somebody, I don't want you in my life anymore...
But if he keeps ringing me up and saying he wants to get back with me, obviously he's got to show me that that's what he wants, not by going back with his ex-girlfriend.
Okay, so you're going to punish him for going back to his ex.
Well, he's telling me he doesn't want to be with her.
Okay, this is going to go round and round and round, and you know why? Because it's a game, and people get into game playing.
Yeah.
And this seems like it's a game. And the thing is, one person...
He's got to stop the game.
Well, someone's got to stop the game. Who's going to stop the game?
They are a good couple, but he's got to keep away from me.
Hang on just a minute. Who's going to stop the game?
It's between the two
of
us,
I'm stopping it today. I'm not going through this anymore. I don't want to feel emotional.
But in the same breath, you just said you give it time.
Yeah, I'm not saying today. I'm not saying tomorrow. I don't know. I don't even know if I do want to
If
get
you're
back
going to
to
stop the game, stopping the game means you stop playing, which means you throw all your cards down, you get up, you walk away from the table, and you don't look back. You don't pick up the phone.
His ex-girlfriend
you don't phone him. You don't hassle him.
But I'm still going to get it every day I go to work because his ex-girlfriend works in the same place as me.
You might want to look at even changing your job. Sometimes when you change,
it's not as easy as that, is it?
It's tough. But you've got to work out if you really want to be in the game or not in the game.
I'd love to be with him, like the way he is, the way I knew him before, but it's never going to happen, so I'm never going to get it.
Okay, well, I hope you can work it out. I don't know what the answer to this is. I'm quite happy to say I don't know what the answer is, but ultimately, Nikki, she's got to make up her mind what she wants to do. Yeah?
Yeah.
I hope you can work out what you want for both of your sakes. All right. Well, coming up, the pregnant woman desperate to get her lover back, but can he forgive her violent ways?
She's attacked me with a baseball bat, she's chipped me hip. I've smashed chipped me hip bone.
How?
She's kicked the front door against me hip as I was leaving.
That's after the break.
Hello, Tiger. Guess what? I'm coming to see you.
Bye, babe, I'm just popping out.
All right, Jules. All right, sweet. Better go. Whacking the cream. Tiger likes something a bit fruity. Lovely. Tiger, you're going to love this. Girl, I want to be. Hello, Tiger.
Hello. How's my lovely grandson?
I've got a nice tart for you.
Sheila, why did you start eating Benecol?
I found it was the easiest way to reduce my cholesterol. We have Benecol 2 to 3 times a day, and every lunchtime I have a yoghurt. They are delicious. And I've also used it in cooking.
Well, clinical trials have proved that Benecol reduces LDL cholesterol by up to 14%. So, Sheila, has it worked for you?
I can actually vouch for Benecol now. I know it works.
Benecol's proven to reduce cholesterol. Why not prove it to yourself?
Ah, the power of television. If your business needs a bit of a lift, it could be just what you're after. We can even help you make your commercial. To get on TV, get on the phone. For a free business video, call Carlton on 0990 770048.
Every little piece of extra from Wrigley's instantly unleashes a mighty blast of mintiness that leaves your breath totally fresh. So why keep it to yourself? You can't get fresher than extra.
Lean in a bit.
lean on me when you're not strong.
When it comes to providing for the future, we all need someone to lean on. And for well over 1 million people, that someone is Royal Liver Assurance. Why? Because our members know that we exist for them, not for shareholders. So if you're looking for a fuller future, lean on the Liver.
If you're looking for a completely free internet trial, you might find the choice a little restrictive. You could be forced to change your telephone company, or even pay for the call charges. Unless, of course, you give AOL a call. There you go.
Oh, thanks.
It's that easy. AOL's completely free internet trial. No call charges, no strings, no contest. Call us now on 0800 376 4444.
Is your partner's ex making your life hell? Are they interfering in your relationship and you want to tell them to butt out? Maybe you're still in love with your ex. Are you desperate to ask them back but scared of their reaction? Or is it your ex who can't get over you and it's time for you to tell them to move on with their lives? Well, whatever your story, call me now. The number's 0900 9 11 11 99. That's 0900 9 11 11 99. Remember, you can email me, trisha@angliatv.com. Talking to men and women whose ex-partners maybe aren't quite ex enough. Now, what if the way you behave towards your partner is the very reason they want to be your ex? Please welcome Lindsay. So, Lindsay, what do you want to say to Alan?
It's just that everything's worked out wrong. It's my temper and my attitude and the violence that's towards him that's made us split up. And I want to know whether we can still stay friends. If anything for the baby's sake, where do I stand in his life?
Okay, so now you're 6 months pregnant at the moment, and you're saying, as I said when I introduced you, you're saying, yeah, it's because of the way you were.
Yeah.
So when you talk about violence, what sort of things have you done?
Well, it was last year that I was really, really violent towards him. I'd hit him with things like baseball bats and that. But
hit him with baseball bats? Why?
Yeah, because it was the way he treated me. It was the way he spoke to me. It was like he was talking down to me.
Right.
And I didn't like it. He was treating me like I was a child.
But he didn't hit you. You went for him.
I went for him and then he hit me back.
Okay, so I've got to say, and if you were a guy sitting there, I'd say the same thing, that there's never any excuse for violence.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter how he was talking to you. Have you got a temper?
I did have. It's calmed down a lot now compared to what it used to be. And I mean, it's calmed down a lot.
It's calmed down a lot. So when did you split up?
A week Monday just gone.
A week?
Yeah.
And why did you split up?
Well, what it was he was working on cars with a friend of his and he was tired and he'd come home and he'd ignore me. It'd be like he didn't want to speak to me or spend any time with me overnight.
Right.
But
did that make you angry?
It did.
Did you lose your temper?
I did, but I wasn't violent towards him. I shouted at him and I did try talking to him and he just wouldn't listen to me.
Okay, so what happened in the end?
In the end, it was the Sunday night. We were supposed to be getting married next month.
Right.
And I said to him, call the wedding off until we've sorted things out between the pair of us and put it to a later date, and he agreed with it. And then I got up the next morning and things just weren't right. And I said to him, do you think it's best if we call it off?
Yeah.
And he said, if that's what you want, yeah, we better I'd call it off. And it was over.
It's over. So where is he now?
Somewhere around.
He's moved out?
Well, he did move out, but for the past few days he's been sleeping on my couch.
Why?
Because I'm scared to be on my own and I've asked him to stay with me.
Yes.
If the roles were reversed and you were a man, everyone in this audience would be saying there's no way he should take you back. Why do you think he should take you back? Especially if you've got a young baby.
Well,
could that make you a danger to the child as well?
Yeah, it does, but to be honest... To be honest, at the moment, I do still love him, and I've loved him since I was 8 years old. I've grew up with him all my life, but at the moment, all I want is a friendship from him.
You just want a friendship? You don't want to get back with him?
Not right now, no, but if it happens, it happens.
Okay, so can I ask you when the two of you slept together last?
A few days ago.
So in the last, what, 72 odd hours, you've changed your mind and you just, or does friendship include sex?
Well, at the one point it happened, if you get what I mean. It shouldn't have happened, but it did happen.
Okay, yes.
Are you having counselling?
I did do, but it didn't work.
Did you keep going?
I stopped for a while because it was making me upset even more.
Because you've got to face all the bad stuff before you get to the good stuff.
And I didn't want to bring all the past back up again, you see.
And so it's still there cooking away. What do you want to say to Alan today? What do you want of him anyway? Do you want him to stay, go, what?
I just want to know whether I'm still going to be part of his life and whether we're still going to be friends. And just to say to him that I want all the violence and the arguments to stop.
So you want to be friends with him. You're going to have his baby in a few months' time. So if he meets somebody else,
he meets somebody else. But as long as he's still going to be there for me if I need someone to talk to.
So you've come to terms with all of this just in a few hours. This is someone you say you loved all your life.
I do still love him. I love him to pieces, and it is going to hurt me not being with him. But it's better to have a friendship than nothing at all.
Okay, so you don't know where you stand with him quite?
No, to be honest, I don't.
And is that what you want to find out today?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's meet him. Please welcome Alan. Hi, Alan.
Hi, Trish.
So, Alan, where does Lindsay... Can you tell Lindsay where she does stand with you?
Just as friends. I've told you, there's no chance of us ever getting back because of the violence.
I know. But what you've got to understand is, you said to me that there was never going to be anything there, not even friendship. There was one point you said that you hated me.
Yeah, I did, because of how many times have I given you bruises, battered you all around the living room,
but how many
threw you
times
in the
have
kitchen.
I done it to you?
Yeah, it doesn't matter what you do to me, I shouldn't do it to you. That's the point.
Yeah, I know that. But what you've got to understand is that we split up, what, just over a week ago. We were split up for 4 months before we got back together again. We were getting married, Alan.
Yeah.
Let me just come back to something. Alan, you're saying that you're doing what? You're retaliating? Are you saying you're fighting Lindsay?
Yeah.
Why? Not that there's...
Because she pushes me to a limit where I won't hold back anymore. She's attacked me with a baseball bat, she's chipped me hip.
She's done what?
Chipped me hip bone.
How?
She's kicked the front door against my hip as I was leaving.
So how long did you put up with that before you started fighting back?
A few months, wasn't it?
Yeah, a few months.
So what are you saying now that you started fighting back? It's made you feel what?
I shouldn't hit her. No woman deserves a slap like I've given her. I've battered her to a black and blue until she's been black and blue all over.
When was the last time that happened?
Week.
No, when you really battered me was about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, 3 weeks ago.
A week or 3 weeks?
3 weeks, but she's had a black eye off me since that.
Because you feel you what?
No, she tried to smash another car up I've bought.
She tried to do what?
Smash a car up.
Wait, a long time ago or recently?
No, a week ago.
Last week it was so I wouldn't take my anger out on him.
So hang on just a minute, because you said that your temper's under control, so smashing cars up, your temper's under control.
Yeah, my temper's under control over the violence towards him. I won't hit him unless I have to.
So you just hit other objects?
Yeah. Makes me spend a lot of money out.
So hang on, so you only hit him if you have to?
Like if he really, really hurt me, I'll hit him back then.
Physically, you mean?
Yeah, like 3 weeks ago when we had a fight, I was black and blue. And I mean, I was black and blue from my shoulders, right down my back and on my arms. And I did retaliate then.
So let me get this right, this is love. This is what you call love, is it?
Well, it shouldn't be like this when you're in love.
What do you think?
I don't.
You don't what?
Call it love. Violence isn't love.
So, how do you feel about Lindsay now then?
Just friends.
Do you love her?
I still have feelings for her. I'll always have feelings for her. I've known her since she was a little baby.
But is it love?
It's a kind of love. It's not like a man and woman who's married there. That's it.
But you
love.
guys slept together, we heard, not long ago.
There was nothing in there. As far as me and her were concerned, there was nothing of it. It was just something that happened.
Okay, yes.
You keep talking about your problems, but what about the baby? What's going to happen?
I'll tell you now, that baby doesn't want for anything. The baby's never been hurt and never will be hurt.
Because there's a baby already that you've got, and there's a baby you're going to have.
Yeah.
So which baby? You're talking about both babies.
Yeah. Well, they don't want for nothing. My little lad doesn't want for nothing now. Even though we're not together, he doesn't want for nothing.
Why does it... Can I just ask...
He's there for him.
Yeah, well, why do people... You mean money-wise?
Yeah, in every way.
So why does everybody come back to money? The thing that we get people coming on this show, I don't think I've recalled anybody coming on the show saying my parents didn't have money for me, but we get a hell of a lot of people coming on the show saying my parents were violent in front of me and it's messed my head up.
Well, yeah, it will mess the... Especially Jamie, the baby who's being took out today. It will mess his head up because he's seen the violence. He's been there and seen it, which is wrong. That's why I can't afford to get into a relationship again with Lindsay, just in case it comes worse, where I do snap one night and I will kill her. It could come to that. I've known fellas who've snapped once and been put away for 16 years just for slapping his wife, because she backchatted him. He's doing 16 years now in jail. I don't want to go to jail for anything else.
There's no rights and wrongs, or it's very difficult when it comes to violence. But then if you switch, coming back to the gentleman up here, if you switch the situation around, sometimes when people retaliate, people take that into consideration. Yeah. I'm not saying there's any right, and I don't want to condone either way. Yes.
You just said you didn't want to hurt the baby, but she's months pregnant, yeah?
I know.
And you said the last time you beat her was last week. Don't you think you're going to hurt the baby by doing that?
Yeah.
Well, when he hit me last week... When we had the fight last week, all it was when I went to smash the car up, he butted me in my head.
Oh, that's all? Oh, you should have said.
No, Trisha, compared to what has gone on in the past, that's nothing. To be honest with you, I don't even know... It didn't hurt me. It didn't hurt at all. At one point, I was scared of him, and I'm not now. Because the way I see it is...
How do you think... I want to come back to the point. And we've got to say this, but... You are doing untold damage.
Damage to the unborn baby?
Well, never mind, well, the unborn one as well, but what about the child who's seeing all of this? You're doing untold damage to this child. Untold.
That's why I'm out of the relationship.
Sorry?
That's why I'm out of the relationship.
Because you don't want the child to see anymore?
Yeah, but what he doesn't understand is the thing that's hating the baby the most, right? Yeah, he's been there the past few days for me and the baby, but when we did split up, he only seen him twice, and that was like 10 minutes each time, and I had that baby screaming for him for days. A baby wouldn't eat and he wouldn't sleep because he misses him so much. And I'm the one that's got to put up with it. Yes. We've argued, and we've argued like mad.
But you're saying you only want to be friends now?
Yeah, that's all I'm on, because as I've said, there's nothing there because of the violence, but if anything is going to come out of it, it'll happen on its own.
So just think, if you weren't violent, how much better your life would be?
My life would be a lot better.
But you didn't want to go through the pain of dealing with that violence, but it's better to put your child through the pain of not having a father and a child seeing all the violence. It's better for your child to go through that pain than for you to face the demons of the past, get on and have a really happy future.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
I think you both need help, like counselling or medication or something.
I've been there. They told me to
I'm on it as well, and it works, and you know, you're just going to give it a go.
Well, I've had depression since I gave birth to my son, and that was 15 months ago. My doctor won't give me nothing now because I'm pregnant. Okay. So, in other words, I can't do nothing at the moment.
But what about counselling?
Yeah, counselling. I have it, and it works. You know, it helps
works,
a lot.
But when it's bringing the past up over like things that have happened before, I've got with Alan.
But then you've got to go through that, haven't you?
I've been up for 3.5 years and it's working. I've been up for another couple of years. I'm on medication for another 5 years and it works.
Well, I was diagnosed with having depression from the age of 13. From what's happened to me in my past. And I can't forget that.
No, you won't forget it, but it will
No, I'll never forget it, but the thing that's made me and Alan go the way we have, it's not just the violence and that, it's just, we wouldn't sit down and talk. It'd be like... We'd be in the same room, but it was like he wasn't there. I'd try talking to him and it'd be, shh, I'm tired, or shh, I'm watching the TV.
So are you saying you weren't violent until Alan came into your life and wouldn't talk to you?
No, I was violent, but the thing that started the violence was the attitude he had towards me and the way he spoke to me. It's not just down to him now. I was a cow towards him at times.
Yes.
If you reckon that all this is affecting your son at such an early age, don't you think it would be better for all four of you if you moved as far away as possible?
Well, it's easy for you to say that, but when you've been in love with someone since you were 8 years old, it's hard. I'm 19 going on 20 and I've loved that lad for just over 10 years.
Yeah, I know it's hard, but a child as young as 15 months will soon forget.
Well, we split up.
Thanks.
Last year, he was gone for 4 months. He didn't see the baby for 4 months because that's the way we thought it was best.
But were you violent during that time when you were apart?
No.
At all?
Only down the phone.
Down the phone, yeah, arguments down the phone.
7 days a week, 24 hours
no,
a day.
No, it wasn't 7 days a week.
Okay, yes.
Lindsay, if you're going to have another relationship after him, do you think that you're still going to be violent towards
Well,
the partner?
that's why I don't want another relationship with anyone, because I can't put my son through anything like that again, and I can't put myself through it anymore, because, to be honest with you, it's killing me.
But he's still saying, I hear what you're saying, that sometimes, and I agree with you, going over the past, and I'm with this gentleman here, I went through 3.5 years, and I faced some horrible, horrible things in the past. But I'm so glad that I went through that pain, because once you get through all of that hell, there's sunshine on the other side, but you've got to go through the pain.
Yes, it is.
No way to escape it.
It is, but when you've got people down your neck all the time saying to you, oh, you've got to do this and you've got to do that, it doesn't help.
But the only problem is that there are different answers for different people, but what I'm worrying about is
well,
if
when
you
you've
don't
got people telling you how to run your life and how to live your life.
No, it's more about...
Then you can't do anything about it, and there's nothing I can do at the moment.
Believe me, it helps.
Some are saying it does help. Yes, let me come to
this. Yeah, the counselling helped for a while.
Yes,
but with breaking up the past...
Just stand up for me, sir. Yes.
It made it worse.
Okay,
and at the time, my son wasn't with me and I went to kill myself.
I mean, to start with, I mean, she keeps on about love. I mean, I don't believe she loves him for 1 minute. They've got no respect for each other, else they, hopped into bed, and just having it off and for no particular reason. I mean,
a lot of people do it.
You've got no respect for each other at all, have you?
Well, what nobody understands is since we have split up since the weekend, we've become really close friends, and that's the way I'd like it to stay.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't mix friendship
and sex. We've become friends where we talk.
You can't mix, actually. You're just messing your head up even more, aren't you? Which is going to lead to more violence and...
Which, no, because as...
No, because I'm hardly there now. I work 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, basically.
Yeah, but then when you are there, you hop into bed with
no, I have the baby.
Then what's that doing to you?
When I'm at her house, I take the baby off her and I let her do what she wants.
Okay, thanks.
She can go out and do whatever she wants.
So what do you want for the future, Lindsay?
Just for us to stay friends, and if for anything for Jay's sake and for this baby's sake.
And what about for you, Alan? What do you want for the future?
I want the same, but what she's got to realise is if I meet other people, you're going to have to back off.
I know that. And I've agreed with it, have I, or have I not agreed with you?
Yeah, you said that last time, and what happened last time?
Yeah, that was last time. Well, last time, Alan, we were together, and you got rid of me Christmas Eve to go with me mate. You were coughing for me mate Christmas Eve. Well, I ended up making my own way home from Liverpool city centre.
Yeah, and why? Because you flipped out in the middle of Liverpool city centre in a club. Because I was tired and I wanted to go home. I never flipped in the club. I walked out the club because I was tired.
Okay, look, you're going to need to talk to somebody somewhere along the line, and who decides to do that. But the awful thing is with pain, as mothers, if we don't do the journey, our children will do it for us.
Well, as I say, Trisha, I am trying. I'm trying my best, and it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take a long time for me to change.
Lindsay, I hear what you're saying, and sometimes we try, but my point being, if we don't do the journey, the children do the journey for us.
Yeah, I know. And it's going to hurt Jay more if I'm going to carry on doing what I'm doing.
If you want to have a chat with our counsellors today, don't think counsellors, they're all the same. They're not. There are as many different ways of counselling.
I've got a mate who's a counsellor. And
she might feel that's a bit close to home, but I'm just saying...
No, I'm on a boat. I've been to him.
You have, and it's helped you.
He's spoke to people who's higher than him, and they've turned around and said all they can do with me is put me in a psychiatrist hospital, and they will not accept me. I've been told by a head medical person.
Okay, but...
because they can't do nothing over the way my anger is lately, because everyone's just turning on me, so I just turn on them, and I won't stand there no more and take it all.
We're talking about a destructive relationship, and what I want to come back to for you, Lindsay, as a mother, you know, one on the way as well, if you want to talk to our counsellor, who might just be a bit different, and you've got a choice of two. Jackie,
well, my doctor's offered me as much help as I can get, and I'm taking my doctor up on that offer.
All right, well, if you want to take us up on our offer, feel free. But I hope for your children's sake, whatever you do work it out.
Yeah,
she is.
I am.
Right. Good luck. I've seen the forms there.
All right. Coming up next, the woman who says she's desperate to get back with her ex, no matter what. Why are you so upset? Because you feel you did something?
I just wanted to come out.
But supposing he wouldn't, and supposing there is even more happiness than you ever thought possible somewhere. See you in a moment.
Not woken up yet? Now you have.
Are you ready? Bring it on!
Headphones, £19. Mini disc player, £190. Dance compilation album, £14.49. Never missing a beat? Priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Backing the MOBO Awards.
You've just been watching The Power of Television. Advertising on television gets everyone's attention. To get on TV, get on the phone. For a free business video, call Carlton on 0990 770048.
Getting over an ex is not always easy. Our next guest wants to tell her friend that it's time to stop sleeping with her ex and move on. Please welcome Melissa. Melissa, you don't feel that Louise has moved on?
No, not at all, no.
What sort of things is she doing?
Well, she's been without Phil now for 15 months. She's had his name tattooed on her arm.
What, since they split up?
Yeah, 8 weeks ago.
So she certainly hasn't got over it?
No.
So why did they split up, do you know?
Yeah, he had an affair and got someone else pregnant.
Someone, what, the same age as her?
Round about, yeah.
Same age as Louise?
Louise, yeah.
So he got somebody else pregnant and, what, left her for this other person?
He left and then he went back to Louise. Louise took him back.
Right.
And then he left Louise again to have another relationship.
Oh, with somebody else?
Yeah.
And so where is he now? With the...
He's with someone else. He's not with...
Not with the first
person,
one, he's
no.
with the second one.
Yeah.
So they split up a year ago.
Yeah.
And so how's Louise been since they split up?
Well, she's been very low since they split up. She's took 2 overdoses. One night she come round to my house about 12 o'clock. It were knocking on the door. She had no shoes on. It were raining outside. She didn't really know where she were because she took the tablets.
Oh, so she's in a real state about it. How long were they together?
6 years.
6 years. And children? Do they have children together?
Yeah, they have 2.
Okay, so today you want to say what to her?
Well, I wanted to realise that he isn't coming back. She's got to move on and get on with her own life. Let him get on with his and get on with hers.
Now, one of the things that I said when I introduced you, one of the things you wanted to say to her was to stop sleeping with her ex. So she's still sleeping with him?
She has done in the past, yeah. She hasn't done lately, but given the chance, she would.
Do you think she'd have him back?
Definitely, she said. If he comes back to Louise, he can still sleep with other women. She doesn't mind as long as he's back with her.
And what do you think about that? Would you put up with that?
No, nowhere.
So you want her to find somebody else?
Yeah.
And to move on? Do you think you can get that across to her today?
I can try.
You can try. Okay, so she's a dear friend, obviously.
Yeah.
All right, well, please welcome Louise. Hi, Louise. Hi. Are you upset or hurt by what you heard, or how do you feel?
Angry.
What are you angry about?
Because I don't feel like, no disrespect to Melissa, but I don't feel like she understands.
But yeah, I do understand because I'm there with you and I see.
I know, but it's like, you know, it's like I said to Melissa earlier on, I would have him back. Like the girl that he's seeing now, he can still see her and can still sleep with her as long as he comes home to me and the kids.
Why?
Because I love him.
Whatever he's done?
Yeah. He's not going to be the first person to do it, he's not going to be the last.
But you've just got to forget him and get on with your life.
I don't want to forget him, he's my life.
No, he's not.
He is.
He's not anymore.
Kids in my life.
Not anymore, Louise. He's happy now with someone else.
Well, no, because he said the other week he might be coming back.
He might be. He didn't say he definitely was, he said he might do. So are you going to live in hope until he does?
Yeah.
Well, no, you want to get on with your life.
So you want to wait for him. So let me just get this right. So first, how did you find out he was having an affair in the first place?
He started staying out, not coming home.
Yeah.
Then the girl phoned him. He told me it was somebody from work.
Right.
I tried to phone this number, no answer. And after they disappeared for the third week in a row, not coming home for 2 days, I phoned him up. I said, are you coming home to me and the children? He said, no, I'm having a good time here. So he come home that night. I said, I want you home or else you're out.
Yeah.
So when he come home, I said, are you seeing somebody else? He said, yes. So...
Someone about the same age as you?
No.
Younger?
Yeah.
A lot younger?
Yeah. And I didn't find this out till a few weeks ago.
We're talking about a teenager?
Yeah.
How did that feel?
He didn't know how old she was.
Yeah, but does it matter about her age? How did it feel finding out he was sleeping with somebody else?
I was devastated.
You were devastated. Now,
I told him he could still sleep with this girl as long as he didn't leave me and the kids.
So now, is this the one that he got pregnant?
Yeah, but I didn't know it was the same one until October.
He isn't with the same person who he got pregnant.
No, not now he's not. He's with somebody else. No, she
Yeah.
met before. I met before.
This is in the space of a year. Let me get this right. In the space of a year, he's got one girl pregnant. He's moved on. He's with somebody else.
Now. He's 38.
Okay, and he's still staying there, but he's still with this other woman.
Yeah, they don't live together. He lives at his mum's.
So did you ask him why he cheated on you?
Yeah, he said it just happened.
It just happened. And the second time?
The second time, in October, he left at the end of the April. I got in touch with this girl. She said she knew nothing about me and the kids. He left because I'd phoned her. Her mother phoned me. She said, I promise you, Louise, we knew nothing about you and the children. He told a completely different story.
So why did... So he didn't... I don't know, we can only suppose. I don't know, wherever my husband goes, he sings my praises. Look, this is a picture of the wife and the kids. It's quite boring. But he didn't do that this time, obviously.
No. So he was obviously still living together. So I said, please don't leave me and the kids. You can still sleep with her. As long as you use protection and you don't go.
So he can do whatever he wants?
Well, he said to me, he said, I've got more respect for you than that and I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
And he did end up leaving.
Okay, let me just come to some people here. Yes.
Why are you degrading yourself by letting him into your life again?
Because he's the father of my children and I love him.
Yeah, but you shouldn't. It's not. You're not setting an example for your children.
He's a good dad. He's a really good dad.
Yeah, but he's no good to you, is he?
He worships the kids.
He just doesn't worship the mum?
Well, no. He obviously doesn't.
So does it go slagging out the area then, where your children aren't going to hear it from other people? Because it will happen.
Live in
It's happened to me. It will
different
happen.
counties anywhere. But I mean, I even had a tattoo done a few weeks ago with his name on.
So you had a tattoo on your arm, and we heard. Are you sleeping together? Do you still sleep with him? When's the last time you slept with him?
A few weeks ago.
How do you feel about that, Melissa?
It's like that lady said up there, she's degrading herself and other women.
Well, no, because I can't think that much of his girlfriends we know if he's still sleeping with me. I mean, I didn't know about...
You know he's got a girlfriend, so why?
Yeah, well, I didn't find out.
Why let him do it?
Well, I didn't find out about this girlfriend until a few months ago. Well, no, not even about 6 weeks ago. That was only because the kids told me.
Hang on, so the kids are involved. If the kids know that he's with another girlfriend, they're involved.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's saying that. Yeah, well, I said, like, the little girl... My little boy didn't tell me because he said he didn't want to get upset, but, like, Dad has got a new girlfriend because he's seen him kissing on the park.
Although you aren't sleeping around, I hope you're protecting yourself when you are sleeping with your ex-partner.
Yes. Now, are you protecting yourself or making sure he uses protection?
Do you realise if you're sleeping with somebody that is sleeping around, it could affect you, which has a knock-on effect with your children if something happens to you?
So how long will you let this go on if you wanted to see other women? Indefinitely?
Forever, if she thought he would go home to her at night.
Yeah, but you don't understand what I'm saying.
I do understand.
What doesn't she understand?
How I feel. You know, and it's like, how can you get on with your life? You can't just like forget somebody after 6 years.
No, but you can move on with your life. You can try. You don't even try.
Of course I try. I go out.
You go out, but you don't meet new people.
I don't want to meet anybody else because they're not Phil.
Well, you'll never find another Phil. No
well,
one
if that's
is
the case,
Phil.
then I'll stay forever single.
But Louise, you said you can't. 6 years is a long time. I was in my relationship for 6 years, and 6 years on, I can tell you, you can forget because you discover the true happiness where you're truly respected and truly loved, and in return, and you look back and you almost go, oh my God, I can't believe I had a relationship with that person.
I mean, in time. I mean, it's like my doctor said to me, you know, I mean, I've lost a child. And said, Louise, if you can get through, like, the death of a child, I'll come through the death of a child. He said, like, you can come through anything. And he said, like, even my own doctor said, please don't go back with him. He said, he's made you so ill.
Will you go back to him?
I'd have him back tomorrow. Nobody has an affair for nothing. Obviously, it was my fault that he had the affair.
It was your fault?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It takes two. I've obviously done something to make him have an affair.
So you need somebody to emotionally beat you up? For how long?
I've obviously done something.
No, maybe sometimes not. The only thing that I think I did in my relationship, right from the beginning, I picked somebody who I wasn't going to have a good relationship with. Why are you so upset? Because you feel you did something?
I just wanted to come out.
But supposing he wouldn't, and supposing there is even more happiness than you ever thought possible somewhere, like we were saying before.
You're not going to find happiness if you don't try. You don't try and find happiness. You've got to try.
Yeah, but like him and the kids in my life.
But you know what? You know what? How old are you?
28.
28.
Next week.
But you know what? Somebody said to me, what would I say to myself if I could go back to then? And I would have given myself a cuddle. I know it sounds silly. And I would have told myself that something was around the corner, a rainbow was around the corner, heaven was around the corner, and just to hang on, just to keep breathing, keep the mind going, keep everything going, look after yourself, eat well, all that boring stuff, because around the corner is a rainbow, and you can't even think about it at this minute. But you're a lovely woman. Surely you're worth your own happiness. Like I said, that stupid advert about hair shampoo. You know what they say? Because I'm worth it, like that. And I mean, you've got to get to the stage where you can say, I don't know, a lot of us might be able to say, it's not always peachy, is it? But I've got somebody who loves me, who worships me, who's fantastic, who's good support for me, because I'm worth it. You've got to be able to say the same thing. Yeah? Because you are worth it. And you've got a good friend in Melissa there.
Oh yeah, she's a good friend.
She is a good friend. Okay, well you look after yourself.
Yeah.
And sometimes, as we keep saying in the show, you've got to go through a bit of pain first, haven't you? And then that's when you can't start seeing the sun peeping out from behind the clouds.
Hopefully.
Yeah, you will. Okay. All right, again, we're out of time. Take care, see you soon.
This is ITV. Well, last time they showed us mingers.com. What have the web review team got in store for us this time?
On the web review this week, I'll be flying into the eye of a hurricane and returning to ground to look at some very expensive second-hand furniture.
And I'll be finding out where you can slap the face of an evil dictator and also how to prevent cruelty to animals by buying vegan chocolate.
Hello and welcome to the Web Review. As usual, we're going to take you on a journey through cyberspace in search of sites that aim to be useful, interesting or simply a bit of fun.
And to kick off today's show, I'm going to peer into the murky waters of the internet underworld, where a few big fish are making ripples that have a subtle but noticeable effect on the rest of the pond. One of those is Urban 75. Urban75.com is one of the most influential underground websites in the UK. It's an e-zine with attitude on everything from rave culture and eco-politics to drugs and football. There's some serious stuff on this site too, and it's all written in a no-nonsense